guys, welcome back to the channel, Lost Legends TV. This is Ray, and today we are going to be reviewing an awesome fucking sequel. This is The Collection. I've said this here and there on the channel. The Collector, to me, is an underrated gem that I feel like anybody who enjoys thriller or horror cinema should watch. I don't know if you guys know this, but I don't do these movie reviews off memory. I make sure to have a fresh take, and I will go watch this movie before I review it on the channel. I would never half-ass a video. So I watched this past weekend with my old lady, and I just gotta say, this is how you do a fucking sequel, okay? It's not perfect, but it is a justifiable sequel. Also, some fun facts for y'all. This was written by Patrick Melton and Marcus Dunstan, who also directs the film. Marcus does. And you probably know their name from multiple Saw movies. They helped write some of the Saw movies, more than one. So if you haven't seen the first movie for whatever reason, I'm going to do a very brief recap of what happened. Arkin, played by Josh Stewart, is this ex-con. He goes into this house that he's working at. He works construction, and he has to steal this money in terms of paying off like this mob and these bad guys in terms of safety for his old lady and his daughter. When he walks into the house to rob it, the whole house is booby-trapped by the Collector. And it's just this thrilling fucking cat and mouse game. It will have you on the edge of your seat. And in the end, you think he's gonna get away by ambulance and cop, but at the very end, the Collector comes in clutch and shoves him in the fucking box, fades to black, in a very climactic cliffhanger. This movie picks up immediately where it left off. But we do get some backstory with some other characters in there. The main girl we're following this, and this does still follow Arkin, the main guy from the first one. He has to go in and help these mercenaries get this girl out. So the movie starts out in this scene with Christopher McDonald, which you probably know as Shooter McGavin. His character is named Mr. Peters. Him and his daughter's riding in the car. His daughter is named Elena. They're having to talk about, hey, I'm going to be around more. They're talking about loss. There's a sad moment, and all of a sudden, boom, car crash. It jumps to years later, which takes place a short time after the first movie, bringing it all back into the present, where Elena and her friends go to this club. She witnesses her boyfriend there with another girl after blowing her off, not in the right way. So in the turn of heartbreak hysteria, she gets out, she leaves the dance floor, and she goes into like the hallway, and her best friend's trying to find her. And that's when what I think one of the most ballsy opening of a movie is, because the camera pans up, everybody's dancing, having a good time. The camera pans up, and you see the fucking Collector staring down, staring at everybody. And he has like this, it looks like tractor equipment with a plow, and it's got spikes, and they fucking turn real fast. And he just fucking decimates every fucking body, except for Elena and her best friend. Now, a few people do make it into the hallway, but Elena is the only one who survives because she's right here, and everybody else gets trapped in this cage, and they get fucking squished like a fucking pancake, my friend. A fucking Waffle House with syrup, with butter on top, or with ketchup, you fucking psychopath. So she hides in this room where she sees the box, one of many boxes that plays a pivotal role in what the Collector does. He uses these boxes for victims. She opens the box, and it's Arkin. Arkin escapes, grabs her immediately because it was a booby trap. They go out into the hallway, and Elena doesn't know what the hell's going on, so she's like backing up at a distance like, hey, who are you? What the hell's going on? My friends are dead. And in the midst of that, the Collector comes up, grabs her. Arkin is there, but he's like, fuck it, there's nothing I can do. I'm not going back. He picks up Elena's dead boyfriend's body up and jumps out the fucking window and lands on the car. Now, one thing I just completely adore about Arkin's character in the first and second film is how innovative and how quick-witted he is on his feet. In any given scenario, he is quick to think, boom, okay, I gotta do this to survive. So Arkin makes it to the hospital. He's then arrested. He's then approached by this guy named Lucello, which works for Mr. Peters, Elena's father. Elena's father is a very wealthy, very powerful man. So they make Arkin a deal that if he goes in and helps them retrieve Elena, that they will expunge his record. He will have nothing to worry about. He'll be a free man. And he agrees. Another thing that Josh Stewart, when he plays Arkin, he can visually tell a story. He can narrate a fucking story. Like, he can carry a fucking movie on his back. I don't know a whole lot of other work he's done, but I know in these two movies, he is a very talented actor. It is here that he explains where the Collector is hiding. He knows this because he cut his arm and basically made a roadmap of, hey, I counted to 100, slit, turn left here, turn right there, slit, slit, slit. And that's been done before, but again, I thought it's just a creative way of Arkin making sure he has information if he needs it. So he leads them to this abandoned motel and basically force Arkin inside because he did not want to go inside. That was the deal. He's going to get him in there, break the locks. He was a free man. They're like, nah, motherfucker, you going to do this or you're a dead man. So he's forced inside there, and of course the place is booby trapped. So the Collector picks them off one by one with booby traps, and yet it is another entertaining ride of the Collector, who is a master deceiver and killer, against Arkin, who is a master con man and basically almost escape artist. Throughout the movie, there's a lot of oh shit moments and a whole lot of wittiness between Arkin and the Collector, even when they're separate on screen. Elena have to find her way out. Arkin and Elena building their relationship, and especially towards the end. This is how you shoot a fucking ending. But before we get to that, I must say, after everybody is picked off, it's just these final three. It is Arkin, it is Elena, and Lucella. There's also this other bitch named Abby, which Elena freed from a box, and she turns out to be like helping the Collector, but she dies in a way where you're just happy that bitch is out of the fucking picture, because for one, she's annoying. You knew something was up with this weird ass bitch. But it is those three. Arkin is smart enough to look out the window, ask Lucella for a gun. He has 2 shots left. He shoots the barrel outside off in the way distance. He's a great fucking shot, by the way. Shoots somebody in the leg. There's these 2 homeless people around this barrel trying to get warm, a burning barrel. He shoots one in the leg to get the cops' attention. The cops show up. He shoots a cop, so now the place is fucking surrounded by police, which is really fucking witty on Arkin's part, right? So now you think, oh my god, what is the Collector gonna do? You know what this motherfucker does? This motherfucker puts down the knife. He pulls out the fucking AK, bud. He's burning the whole fucking building down. He's saving his ass, but he's going out fucking swinging. And he also has these fucking dogs. The Collector loves these dogs, man. But in the climax of the film, which is my favorite part of the movie, and again, in the middle of this movie, there's a lot I'm not talking about because I want you guys to go watch it yourself. I don't want to spoil everything for you. The Collector has like these hostages where they're like coked out of their mind, and they're essentially running fucking zombies like they're attacking you. I mean, there's all sorts of fucked up shit in this movie that the Collector has in his arsenal. It's not just him with a knife. He is very intuitive, and this is like John Kramer style Saw fucking traps, but in the way that this whole hotel is fucking booby trapped. And that really comes into play with Marcus and Patrick because they have experience with writing the Saw films, so you can really feel their hands on this, and they do it very well. But the climax, oh my god, this climax is fucking great. It turns out there is this big fight between the Collector, Elena, Arkin, and Lucella. They do the best that they can, but Elena gets captured again. Unfortunately, they was able to kill the fucking dogs and dodge the fucking AK bullets coming at him. However, Lucella gets stuck in the trap and he knows he's gonna die. So it is up to Arkin to go get Elena. Lucella makes Arkin promise him to go get Elena out of there alive because that is his only mission. Lucella was there from when she was a baby. It's always been Mr. Peters, him, and Elena. So he's basically like a second father figure. And you think he's out of the picture. Watching the movie, you might see this coming. Lucella comes back in a fucking blaze of glory, busts the fucking door open, throws a goddamn dog head at the Collector. Which, what happened was you didn't see this on screen, but off screen he used the fucking dog to escape the trap. So the dead dog took the trap instead of him. But anyway, it was a badass moment where he busted through them fucking doors, threw the goddamn dog head down. He's like, come at me, motherfucker. So the Collector throws the gun down, pulls out the knife. Lucella pulls out the knife, and they have this knife fight, a pretty nice one. And of course, the Collector's gonna win, and he does. But Lucella purposely sacrifices himself in order to open up a window so that Arkin can stab the Collector. And that's exactly what happens. So after Lucella sets that trap and passes away, Arkin just beats the fuck out of the Collector. I'm talking about bam, bam, fucking mollywopping him. Fucking Mike Tyson, fucking Muhammad Ali. Layeth the smackdown on his candy ass. And this is a very, very well choreographed and very intense fight scene. While the Collector is finally getting his ass whooped, this place is setting on fire. The whole place is going up in flames because the collector was setting everything on fire to erase any kind of evidence that he was even there. Finally, Arkin throws the collector down this big ass laundry chute where he kept these dead bodies, throws gasoline on him, sets the collector on fire, and the firefighters finally hear him outside. They didn't hear him at first because the outside doors were covered in these old metal panels. It was a hidden entrance. So they're busting down the door to get Elena free. And it is so emotional. Like the music score, the way Arkin betrays his emotion with his eyes. Everything's going up in flames. Arkin turns around, heads toward the entrance, but everything's falling down and he's trapped. Elena can't get to him. Arkin can't move forward. He can't go backward. So he is surrounded by this incoming ball of fucking fire. My man just lays down there in defeat and just looks at Elena, and eventually just looks down and just accepts his fucking fate that he's gonna die. But Elena's like, not today, motherfucker, because they're in this room where the collector has like these things displayed in water. So she picks up this pole and fucking bashes everything, sets all this water off, and saves Arkin. And it is just a beautiful fucking moment. It really is. It's almost a tearjerker, goddammit. Don't judge me. Great fucking ending. And once you think it's gonna end there, it doesn't. Of course they're gonna leave room for a sequel, right? This is what happens. The paramedics and the cops have all the boxes opened. Arkin takes it upon himself to investigate all the boxes and all the bodies. What does he see? He sees the collector's burning mask there, insinuating that the collector has gone free, and he is. He escapes. Oh my god, he escaped, right? Because you have to leave the door open for sequels. But what makes this movie even better is that it fast forwards a couple of months to where it's a POV shot. Well, it's not really POV. It's a shot of the collector, which you never see his face, walking into his own house. I mean, he just drops his fucking keys. He's wearing normal clothes. And Arkin has broken into his fucking house. Points a gun at him. Turns out Arkin had put one and one together and tracked down every entomologist within a 200-mile radius. There was like 14 results and the collector was number 12. Now, how awesome is that Arkin gets to turn the tables? And the collector finally has some dialogue in this film, because you never hear him speak until now. He says, "Are you gonna kill me?" And Arkin's like, "No, I'm not gonna kill you. I'm gonna make you feel everything I felt. I'm gonna make you feel everything your other victims have felt. And then I'm gonna kill you." And the collector tries to struggle, but Arkin's too witty, and he throws him into his own fucking box. So now Arkin has a collector in his own trapped box. Tell me that's not a good fucking ending. When I first watched this movie, I did not see that ending coming. I was like, dude, that's fucking wild. That's fucking crazy. Because they never do that in horror movies. Like, it's just something that's not commonly done. So I didn't see that coming. But it doesn't matter how many times I watched this movie, the ending where Elena is looking at Arkin and Arkin is just accepting his dying fate because he thinks he's gonna burn up in that fucking hotel. It is still as impactful as it was since I first watched it. And I can watch this movie 200 more times and it will still be as impactful. It is that good. And then you add that little Arkin swag in there when he figures shit out and turns the tables. Sold, baby. I'm sold. Before I forget, because I forgot to mention it earlier as well, Arkin is so witty about the things that he does. There's this point where Arkin and Elena get trapped in this fucking cage, right? And the collector's like circling around them, taunting them. The collector sets a fucking fuse for these fucking bombs to go off, or like these barrels. It's gonna be a huge explosion. Tells the ladies to step on his arm so he can break it, sit there, pull the latch out. I mean, Arkin's fucking dope with it. He's fucking dope. He would give John Kramer a run for his money if he was in the fucking trap. He would. He really would. Do I like it as much as the first one? No. But it is pretty damn close. The only cons I have of this movie is not really the movie itself. A different guy plays the collector in this, and you can kind of tell. The guy didn't do a bad job. In the first movie, The Collector is played by Juan Fernandez, and in this film, it's played by Randall Archer. Randall did a decent job of keeping the mannerisms there, but there's something about Juan's performance in the first one that I feel like Randall just quite didn't capitalize on. But I feel like to the naked eye, you couldn't even tell, because appearance-wise, Randall's a little bigger, a little stockier. As far as like the way he moves, the black contacts in the eyes, it's not something that's easily pointed out. Like, you're gonna have to look for it. This is one of the few franchises I feel like is forgotten, and I hope that sometime near in the future we have The Collected, which will be the third installment of this franchise, and I just hope Juan returns. I know he's open to do it. So again, if you have not seen this movie, guys, this is a fucking thrill ride. It is a gem, slightly below the first one. So I'm gonna give this a 7 out of 10. The first one I'll give an 8 out of 10 because it's just a fucking underrated gem. So that's gonna be this video, guys. I really had fun. I love watching this movie. I was really excited to review it for you guys. So thank you for taking part of your day to kick it with me. I know you probably got better shit to do, but I love all you guys. And until next time, adios.